Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. I don't know if you can hear it, but next door they're having a party. They've got a pool back there, so must be a 4th of July gathering. So if you hear some people talking, screaming, that's what's going on. Yeah, that. So, all right, today's topic: why building resilience is so important. So I'll get to that in a second. Beautiful day. It's 4th of July when I'm recording this. Heading up to my brother's for a family barbecue. My son's meeting me here in about 30 minutes, and we'll ride up together. It's about an hour's drive. So I hope everybody is having an amazing day, or had an amazing day yesterday. If you're in the U.S., hopefully you had some nice 4th of July celebrations, maybe saw some fireworks. And if you're somewhere else, hopefully you just had a wonderful Saturday or Friday. No, Thursday. Holy cow, I'm losing track of the days because, a day off doesn't feel like it should be a Thursday. Anyway, why building resilience is so important. And what do we mean by resilience? It's the ability to get through tough times, right? Keep your chin up, get through tough times. Resilience. I don't know if that's the official definition, but that's mine. And as it relates to this whole mind-body pain, chronic symptoms, the ability to get through tough times and kind of keep on picking yourself up and keep on keeping on. That's what I view as resilience here. Because I do know that in working with people, a lot of us are very anxious, very nervous. Any little thing can set us off. Any little thing can send us into a tizzy. And I mean that as a technical term. So, somebody says the wrong thing. Somebody looks at you sideways. You hear somebody talking about their pain or their symptoms. And all of a sudden it's a catastrophe. And oh no, and then we get into this worrying. I don't like hearing about other people's stuff because that scares me. And when I get scared, I start to ruminate on what if that happens to me. And then sometimes I get those things. And worry, fear. And the antidote to that is building resilience. Their story's not my story. I can hear about bad stuff, and I'm okay. I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm powerful. Those things matter. Building resilience. And I'll tell you, I have a lot of people that'll come into the group coaching, and honestly, I don't think the conversations get that bad. But a lot of people come in and they're like, oh, it's hard to, be in a place with a bunch of people suffering. I'm like, well, aren't you suffering? Are you triggering them and they're running away? I think the difference is the people who can come in there and get the value out of it. Make a decision that says, their story's not my story. And the little bit of stress I might feel watching some other people, asking questions and struggling a little bit is far offset by the value you get and the ideas and the coaching and hearing other people's stories and their triumphs and their progress. There's so much value coming out of these group discussions. And yeah, sometimes it can be stressful. So you know what you do? You turn off your you turn off the camera, and you step away from the screen. You don't look at it for a few minutes if somebody's in a particular bad way. Because tears happen. They happen. People struggle. It happens. If you don't want to see that, you may want to focus on resilience and say, well, what can I learn from their experience? What can I learn from the coaching Dan is providing to the person who's struggling? But what's really cool is, if you stick with it and you stick around, you'll see the person who was really struggling 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago coming around. And you can see they're in a different place. They're brighter. Their mindset is stronger. They're smiling more. They're not crying. or not crying as much. And by participating regularly, you will build resilience. You absolutely will build resilience. And that resilience will carry in through how you navigate your day at home, even by yourself. Because we can scare the crap out of ourselves with our own thinking, with our own fears, with our own conversation. The way we describe our experience can continue to scare the crap out of us. Resilience is the ability to go, I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm stronger than that. I know I'm on the right path. And I know the right things to do, and I know the things that aren't so beneficial. Notice I didn't use the word wrong. There's right things to do, and there's things that are not so beneficial. I will never blame anybody for doing the wrong things. You're not doing it right. We all have enough self-judgment already. The last thing you need is Dan saying you're doing it wrong. You're not. There is no such thing as failure in this journey to recovery from chronic perceived danger, pain, or symptoms. There's not. There's only opportunities to learn. Lessons learned, and then we shift and we adjust and we keep going. It is so important to take every experience as an opportunity to say, what can I learn from that? Seriously, what can I learn from that? I had a really tough day and I panicked and I freaked out. And what can I learn from that? You know? What can I learn from it? Because we can always learn something from our difficult times. Resilience, the ability to make it through difficult times. Learn to be your own coach. What do I mean by that? Notice when you're falling into despair and rumination and catastrophic thinking and worrying, and say, hey, come here. Let's not do that today. We did that yesterday, and yesterday was awful. Let's not do that today. Come on. Let's do something different today. Let's shift our attitude. Let's shift our mindset. Let's start encouraging ourselves to be stronger and hold our beliefs that we can get better at the forefront. And when we notice these fearful, stinking thinking thoughts, we can say, shh, we're not doing that. I don't need to buy into that negative, fearful thinking. This is how we build resilience. We become our own coach. Look, I love doing this for you. I love shooting these videos. I smile all the time during the videos. I love showing up for you every single day. But I can't do it for you. And I'm only there for 5, 8, 10, 15 minutes a day. Learn to become your own coach. To notice when you're drifting a little bit and pull yourself back on and compassionately say, hey, come on. Let's do something that's more productive. I'm going to shift my attention to living more, fixing less. I'm going to respond to symptoms in a way that says, I'm not concerned. The brain will be paying attention. And if you can show up unconcerned about your symptoms over and over and over again, you know what's going to happen? The brain's eventually going to go, I guess these symptoms aren't so important. And they will start to dial down. That's how it works. Consistently show up unconcerned about your symptoms. And the way we do that is because we know what causes them, a false perception of danger. We know that that applies to us because we've done the assessments. And if you're still unsure, play along anyway. Teach your brain that you're fine anyway, because there's no downside, only benefit. And at some point, if you start to and consistently remind yourself that you're okay and show up unconcerned about symptoms, you're eventually going to start seeing your mindset shift. You're going to be happier. You'll be less concerned with symptoms. You might have them, but you'll care less. That's evidence that you're making progress. It's not symptom reduction yet, but it will come. But it is still progress. And I definitely have people in the group program as they're getting into this. They will say, you know, I still have symptoms, but I don't care as much. They don't bother me as much. I'm not suffering as much. And suffering happens up here and here, right? It happens up here in our thinking, and it happens here in our emotions. And if we're not suffering as much, the brain's going to perceive more safety. So this is a progression. This is a process. Learn what's going on. Make sure it applies to you. And then commit to freaking out less and then moving into the ability to calmly reassure ourselves. Learn to build some resilience by coaching yourself through the difficult times. You can do this. So many other people have already. And trust me, you may think you're a special kind of broken, but I've seen some miraculous recoveries. But they're not miracles. They're applying proven principles to getting better. And it's not just possible to get better. It's probable, it's predictable that you'll get better when you follow this proven process, this system, the pain-free you system for getting better. Understand it, make sure it applies to you, coach yourself through it, teach yourself you're safe emotionally, physically, mentally, respond to the symptoms in a really unconcerned way, consistently, shift your attention more towards living your life. If you're having a tough day, learn to be more resilient by coaching yourself through it. Have a can-do attitude, not a I can't do this attitude. This is a little bit of a pep rally here, but it's important, folks. I really think building resilience and building the capacity to coach yourself through the tough days is really where it's at. Because on the good days, it's kind of easy to feel good and feel confident. It's the tough days that will really challenge you, but give you the biggest opportunity to step up, build that resilience, build that courage, build that confidence, build that muscle memory of, I'm not going to buy into the fear. It takes practice, folks. It's easy to fall into fear when symptoms are challenging you. But it takes practice. And it will become a habit to say, I'm not concerned. I'm good. I got this. It takes practice. Keep practicing. It's not instant. I wish it was. I wish it was easy. It's not, and it's not. So, build some resilience. Learn that you can make it through a tough day. Learn that you can coach yourself the right way. Coach yourself through a tough day. That's resilience. It's available to you. Make a decision that that's going to be your primary focus, is to pick yourself up when times get tough. I believe in you. I love you. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.